Have you ever wondered about online dating and whether it is truly possible to find love this way? Dating apps have been around for almost 10 years, but between 2016 and 2021, the number of dating app users went from 240.9 million to 323.9 million. Wow. And it's grown even more rapidly. Some of you may have watched Tinder Swindler, but yeah, it actually reminds me of how Indians have arranged marriages and love marriages. And some Indian couples I've met have said to me that even though the wedding was the first time they met their partner physically, they've grown to love their partner and they are happy relationships. So my understanding is that technically, you don't need to physically know a person at the initial stage to love them or even commit to them in the long term. But anyway, I'm not the subject matter expert. My guest, Dare Olatoye, co-founder and CEO of Trueflutter, a new dating and matchmaking app for Africans, is here with me today. He's also the author of the Dating in the Post-COVID Era book. He has a degree in accounting and project management. However, he's always had a passion for connecting people, which is why he has made it a profession to help single people meet compatible matches and build healthy relationships. Welcome, Dari.
Thank you for having me.
There are a lot of people who are actually quite intrigued by this particular topic.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's something we talk about often enough. We see it happen every day.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we actually talk about it. So let's delve right in.
Yeah.
And the very first question would be, what is online dating? And how does it differ from non-online dating?
Online dating is when you meet someone on the internet and you get to meet your partner or friends on the internet, basically.
Has online dating always been around for as long as the internet has been around?
Yeah, it's been around since Match Group. Match Group launched it like over like about 15 years ago.
Oh,
it's like,
wow.
yeah, up to like 20 years ago. So it's been around since, like Christian matchmaking app too in America. So there have been a lot of dating apps like that in America. So, yeah, since internet
Isn't it
started.
actually a transition from, back in the days where we used to have MySpace, High Five,
Yeah.
and then much later, Facebook, where people would, be chatting to each other on all these apps.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the foundation for online dating?
Yeah, it's the foundation, but online dating is tailored to people looking for relationships. But like Facebook and all this, like social network, they could connect for different reasons. It could be business on the business level, or they're trying to sell something. But for dating apps, it's specified for only people looking for relationships, or maybe hookups or whatever they do.
Okay. Hookups. Okay. Let's not go there. What's the difference between online and in-person dating?
Well, it's quite different. Online dating, it's easier to meet someone online. Like most of the people in the world now, they're very busy, and it's easier to just be on your phone and just swipe right or swipe left and meet. You can meet like hundreds of people every day just being at home, but it's not as easy doing that offline. You can't go to everywhere in Lagos and drive everywhere just because you want to meet people. It's either you're stuck in traffic or something happens. But online dating is quite easy to just be able to look at the person's profile and I can tell who the person is. I can tell from like the profile to have an idea of the person's personality traits.
Isn't that impersonal?
Well, kind of. Online dating, yeah. Online profiles is different.
So how do you then go from that level of impersonal to personal? Because it's irritating enough when you're in somebody's company and they're always on their phone. Talk less of if it's now a case of getting to know somebody for the purpose of a relationship via their phone.
So, one thing I always say is that, do you know why it's easy like if you want to go to the market now, there's a reason why you go to the supermarket, because you want to buy something. And when you're on an app or a dating app, there's a reason why they're there. And it's easier for people to transition from being friends to being in a relationship because they have almost similar motives of why they're on the platform. So it's easy to even transition to a relationship or friendship from just being on that platform. While if you see someone in person, they might have different reasons why they are at a certain location. They might not be interested in a relationship. They might not be interested in anything. And it's even harder. I think it's even more difficult to have those kind of like to transition from friendship to relationship if you meet someone in person.
But old school people would probably say to you, and there are probably a few of them right now saying, I beg to differ. Because there was no online dating back in the day. You would ask a lady out on a date and physically take her out on a date with the intention of getting to know her. So why should I choose online dating?
Okay, so first of all, you said old school people. The population was lesser then. Now we have more people. Second of all, technology makes things faster. You want to order food, you use your app. You want to do a lot of things, you can use your app. So technology has helped so many things happen, has connected so many people together. So it's even better, it's even faster than it used to be back in the days.
But I can choose to be a different human being online. I can choose to alter my personality because I'm online and the person can't see me. But if we're in the same space physically, you can read my body language, you can read my facial expressions, you can assess me based on, I don't know.
So I think, first of all, if you meet someone online, even if you meet someone offline, I don't think it's that day you make that decision of saying you want to have a relationship with them. You have to be very consistent, like consistently talking to them to get to know them. So people could actually fake it offline too. But I always tell people there's a time where the person won't be able to fake it. And they'll start expressing, they'll be showing their real character. So in the same way with online, you have to be more persistent, you have to be more consistent, consistently chatting with them. And also most of these apps, dating apps, have video and audio functionality. So it's not only chatting with them. You could also
Yours has video and audio functionality.
Yeah.
Trueflutter.
Yeah. So you can actually call them on video call and also get to talk to them and chat with them. And at the end of the day, they actually show them their real selves.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, what about the fact that one of the challenges of the internet world now, particularly with, Gen Zs and Gen Alpha and all the younger people, is that they don't have interpersonal skills because their interaction is heavily online. They can be in their room all day, chatting online, interacting online, but they don't have physical interpersonal skills. So if you're telling me that I can build a lasting relationship with somebody that I met on the internet, devoid of interpersonal skills, devoid of emotional intelligence, how is that going to work in the long term?
So the way it works online, we don't expect you to spend the rest of your lives online.
Okay.
You spend a short period of time online and you move it offline.
Okay.
So it's just like I'm on the island, I meet someone on my platform that lives on the mainland. We start chatting for a few weeks. Then we move it offline. At the point we feel comfortable meeting each other in person, we move it offline. So I don't think that affects the process.
So there's always an offline element to it?
Yeah, there's always an offline element, but it just starts online. For the people who can't easily meet other people physically at the beginning, they get the chat and move it offline afterwards.
And you have a personal story in relation to this?
Yeah, I do. I have a personal story. So one of the reasons why we started what we're doing now was because one of the reasons was I was single then for a very long time. I got married at a very late age. And I was on different platforms, but I never found the people I was looking for. But so my brother and I said we should start this platform to be able to attract the people that we feel that our friends and families will be able to create something that our friends and families will be able to be on, but also be able to connect with people like themselves. Either social class, better religion, better values. There's so many things. And that's why we started it. So my wife I met, she's never had a Facebook account in her life. She's a very private person. But she saw the adverts on Instagram one day. Even in our Instagram profile, she never posted a picture of us in her life. But you saw the advert one day. You said, okay, let her give it a try. Let her put herself out there. And she downloaded the app. And when she did, we met in a couple of days. But we started chatting.
But how did you meet? Was it because how did you, is there an algorithm? How did you meet?
There's an algorithm. So, well, we because we're Nigerians, we put a lot of thought into building the algorithm. Like most of those foreign dating apps when they started building those apps, they didn't look at the culture, they didn't look at this continent when they were building those things. So when we built ours, we put a lot of thought into the algorithm on how we could match people easily with social class, values, religion, and so many other things, hobbies, and so many other things like that. So we met on the app and we got married in the space of 1 year.
How long did you date online before you started dating offline?
A month.
So you guys were talking online for about a month?
Every day for a month.
Yeah, but that is not even... That sounds like the kind of thing I used to do when I was in university, where you still had time to be talking on the phone with somebody every day for a month. But as an adult who has a job and has a life, is that even realistic?
It is realistic. We do other things. We eat. We spend time talking to other people that we're close to, friends. So I think it's a matter of the time you want to dedicate to what you're looking for and the person you're really interested in. I always tell people, you have 24 hours of your day. At least you can have at least 2 hours for someone. You can leave 2 hours for the person you care about and actually talk to the person if you want to get to know the person. Yeah. So communication is very key when I tell people, if you want to meet someone, if you want to get to know the person, you need to spend time getting to know the person. And I think 1 or 2 hours per day to try to get to know that person isn't bad at all.
And then you went from online talking every day for a month to physically interacting. Yeah. What was it like?
At first it was a bit, I was nervous, she was nervous, but we both knew what we wanted because I'd already established the kind of person she was. Our values.
In a month?
Yes.
Wow.
Our values are very important in the relationships.
Yeah.
Values, and the highest expression of love is sacrifice. I knew that she was the kind of person that she could make a lot of sacrifices. She gives to the poor. She has a very giving heart and very good heart. So I just knew that those are the kind of traits I actually wanted in my wife. She's also a very strong Christian, which is something I was actually looking for.
So ironically, I wonder, does that mean that online dating cuts away all the unnecessary fluff that you would have in person dating?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you've kind of leapfrogged in a month into getting to know who she was as a person.
Yeah, you need to be intentional about it. Like sometimes it takes some people a year to get to know each other. I always tell them, why would it take you a year to get to know someone? So it depends on how much you're putting in the time. What time are you putting in to get to know the person? You can get to know the person in a month. Meanwhile, there's some people that have relationships for 10 years and they get married and they have a divorce in 6 months.
Very true.
Very true. So maybe they didn't get to know the person well. What are the things they were looking for in that person, in that relationship? What are the values? Were there people that could complement each other in that relationship? So a lot of things that, I discovered in a short space of time because I knew what I was looking for. And I just put myself, she ticked all the boxes basically. And that's when I just came to that conclusion of, okay, I think she is the right person.
And you've been together for 2 years now?
2 years, yeah.
Wow, okay. Are there any pitfalls to online dating?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Pitfalls is that some people are very spontaneous. They meet people online and sometimes they just start expressing themselves the first day they meet that person. Oh, I love you, and there are a lot of things that go on. And sometimes some people rush things.
Okay.
And sometimes you just need to take it easy to try and get to know the person. Sometimes people judge some ladies or some men based on their physical appearance and it clouds their judgment regarding other things in what they're looking for. So I think they should take their time to get to know the other party, which a lot of people don't. They hardly do that online. Take your time to know the party, even if it's a short space of time, but just be more intentional. And that's one issue that people have. They judge based on the physical appearance, and sometimes they don't look at the values, and they don't look at the religion. They don't look at so many things.
The things that are important to them. Very true. But that's relationships general, whether it's physical, whether it's online, it's the same thing. Between men and women, which gender is more, I don't know, which gender uses online apps more?
So it depends. So it depends on the platform. On our app, there are more men than women.
There are more men?
Yeah. But the private matchmaking service we offer, there are more women than men.
I don't understand that.
So we have like private matchmaking service too. Which
is what?
We match
you actually people. I don't know, you do more than...
Yeah, we match people.
Isn't online dating private matchmaking?
Online dating is different. So for people that want to do online dating, it's different. They're going to be out there. But for people who want to do private matchmaking, there are people like young professionals that say, okay, they don't want to be online. They just want us to match them. And you just find a spouse. And we do that too.
But this is done online?
Well, they upload their profile online and we match them. We personally match them. So there's a personal matchmaker in the company.
So you play God?
Them. What?
So you play God?
I don't play God. God uses us.
I hear you. So for the online dating app, there are more men.
Yeah.
But then for the private matchmaking, there are more women.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I think I think my own basic understanding would be the more like the mid-class and upper-class people, they don't like being out there in this part of the world.
Okay.
So some might want it to be private. A lot of them always want it to be private.
So then wouldn't that's a little confusing, because if we said the middle to upper class, they don't want to be out there, but then you have the opportunity of a private dating matchmaking app, wouldn't the assumption be that the men would be there more than the women?
No, it's the algorithm, is the numbers. We we make decisions based on numbers, and that's what we see, and that's what we get based on the numbers.
Interesting. Yeah. So if you were to, if somebody listening was like, okay, I haven't had any luck with finding a partner in person, let me try this online dating thing. What are the guidelines? Can you give me like 5 guidelines you would give them?
Okay, number one guideline is being patient is very important.
Okay.
Like some people could tend to be on on a dating app, they swipe once, swipe twice, swipe 3 times. Oh, I don't like this guy's profile. I don't like that guy's profile. Okay, I'm going to get off the app. Meanwhile, there are like thousands of people on the app, on the platform. Why can't you just be a bit patient? It's just like going, even if you go somewhere physically, and let me just use a club for an instance. If you go to like the regular spot, you might see some people you feel that you can't connect with. But there are a lot of people in the VIP spots. So if you move there, you might meet people in your social class that you think you can connect with. But I always tell people that you should be a bit patient when you're on platforms, and you definitely meet the right person. Be patient, be consistent. Be consistent, because everything in life, even love, you have to be deliberate, and you also have to be consistent regarding looking for what you want. So when you're on the platform, be a bit patient, swipe on profiles, have a look at the profiles. And sometimes if you see some people that you're maybe second guessing, just try and get to talk to them first before you make that judgment. Try and have a chat with them, try and call them to make that judgment. There are a lot of people that have got married on our platform, and I said, Dari, do you know if I met this guy on the road, I might not have talked to him on the road. And it was because I took my time to know him on the platform. I knew that was quite a different person from what I actually thought it was. So getting to know your partner is very important. And being patient is very important on the dating app.
So you have to be patient and you have to be consistent.
Yeah, deliberate.
Deliberate, intentional. Okay, same rules apply for offline, but I hear you. Okay. So, yeah, we've literally come to the end. It's never enough time. But it would be interesting to know how many people want to give online dating a try. Thank you so much for coming, Dari.
You're welcome.
Next time you come, it'll be you and Aya, hopefully.
Okay.
This has been really awesome. Learned a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, dating online. Let's maybe try different ways of finding love. And we've come to the end now. So John, Helen, and myself are going to very quickly wrap up the show. So please just stay tuned for a few more minutes whilst we do that. Thank you.